Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is January 17th, 2021. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. This is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any stocks or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe. You can also find me on Twitter at AlphaCharts365. Okay, so let's start with a quick market look. Looking at the Qs, so far the 23-day EMA has held like a champ. Touched it again over here on Friday, bounced from it. Everything looks good. Listen, it may violate, it may not. It has not so far. I think the next level to watch is this 300 level. That's where the 65-day is, and also the prior breakout area. Don't be shocked if we come back and touch it. I expect more volatility this week. Touching the 300-ish area is only a 3.5% pullback on the Qs. It'll feel much, much worse, but it's only 3.5%. And it may not even happen, but I expect a week of volatility at best. But I have 36 names today on my stocks to watch, and I have 7 potential short squeeze names on top of that. That's 43 names total, which means we have to go very, very, very quickly. And we're going to start right now. Grab a pen, grab some paper. Let's go. First one is Nova. We've talked about Nova many times in the past, and it is riding that 23-day EMA. It's touched it again. We've had good outcomes every time it's touched it, so I think this makes a pretty good risk-reward entry as is. Z Info. We've this one, we're waiting for this breakout right here. It's making a VCP type pattern, which I think is very constructive. So over $48 or so, 48 and a quarter. Z Info looks pretty good. CHX. So CHX broke out of this area. Let's go and just consolidate this a little bit. Broke out, moved higher, and now is moving sideways pretty tightly. So it may need a little bit more sideways movement, but let these moving averages catch up a little bit more. But I think this is making a nice little flag, and this one can go much higher too. Next up will be PEGs. Not a really fast moving stock, but kind of got up to this area of prior resistance. We'll call this a little bit of a breakout. It's come back, it's retesting. The one nice thing about this is it's a great risk reward. You're wrong really quick on this. We fall back below 51 and 51-ish. You're wrong, you're out, and it didn't really cost you that much money. So that's PAGs. Schrodinger, SDGR, is next up. Now, Schrodinger, we liked it back here, right? And then we watched it kind of go all the way up. Again, the 23-day EMA hasn't even touched it since, when was this? November, right? And now it is coming up to this area. Now, what can we expect? I expect potential little bit pullback, let these moving averages catch up. So this would be, again, none of these are immediately actionable. I won't say none. A lot of these are a little bit extended and need a little bit of work. But if we do get the volatility I'm expecting, it could chop around, pull back, create a nice little handle, hopefully on low volume, and then break out. And that would be a very bullish breakout with the gigantic cup and handle. Also, we are in earnings season, so know when your earnings dates are if you like any of these. Next up is Sumo, a very new name. Broke out, kind of came back, retest. We have a rising 23-day. Good price action on Friday. I kind of like that. We have to, this is the area 27 for sure. Again, if it could just consolidate and let the 23-day catch up to it, that'd be a nice little entry right there. AHCO, Adapt Health. This was a little bit of a nasty little day right back here, 5% drop, but it bounced right back. That shows a lot of strength and has so far, it's just continuing to consolidate. I don't love the volume profile. This was, the bounce back day was great. right? So that was good, but it definitely has to prove itself. Above 39.75. Yeah, then we could talk. Next up is the real, and this one looks like the real deal because it has, from the IPO. So we got back up to the IPO, right? Probably should draw a little potential resistance here, right? Something like that. We don't want to go that much. Whatever, something like this, right? So the IPO got back up here. It reversed a little bit, no big deal. But this is a very strong move, amazing volume profile. If this gets above this IPO high, which is $30.05, I think that this one can be a huge winner. So definitely one that's on my watch list, and I'm watching. Another one that I like a lot is this JMIA, aka the Amazon of Africa. As expected, it's supposed to pull back right here. It may need to chop around a little bit, but I think a breakout when it happens, above, we'll call it 50-ish, 49-ish, that is going to be a very powerful move. I mean, people are piling into this particular name, so it looks great. Ulta, Ulta's got a great story again with them going to target 100 stores or something of that nature. And we're back up into this resistance zone. If it gets above, I don't know, even 315 or so, I think that potentially it's got a new story, and so I think it's going to refresh the name some, and we're starting to see some volume come in. So I think that looks pretty good. Ambarella, oops, if I spell it right. AMBA, so had the big move, sideways consolidation, big move up. We're now consolidating again. So just watching for the breakout, right? 107, 108, somewhere in there, and this can move higher. Letting the moving averages catch up. So don't be surprised if it chops around for another week. Again, that's kind of what I'm expecting this week. More choppy action. So just be careful. Know your risk tolerance, and try not to get chopped up too much. GoGo is one that I was watching this week, and it broke out, and then this is very nasty looking candle right here, a big sell-off candle, even though it was up 4%, and then the next day followed through to the downside, another 9%, right? Well, the only nice thing about this is it's still above all its rising moving averages and volume weighted average prices, which I think are important. And so it just makes it an amazing risk reward scenario at this point, right? So right now we're just retesting the breakout. So if you're looking for a good risk reward, I think GoGo fits the bill and has a potential explosive move in it. EXPI, broke out, it came back and retested, and it's moving higher. And it's not too far extended, about 10% extended from the 23-day EMA. So again, may need a little more choppiness coming up here. Maybe it moves, into this range for the week or whatever. Let the 23-day catch up to it, and then watch for the move after that. So that looks pretty good. EXPI, CRWD, CrowdStrike. It's really a beast, to be honest with you. I mean, look at this amazing volume, and on the pullbacks, how it's just light volume for the most part on every pullback. And it's pulling back right now again. Nothing wrong with this stock. I mean, look how strong it is. It's been, December was the last time it touched the 23-day EMA. So it's been crazy strong. It's not doing anything wrong except maybe giving you an opportunity for for a good risk reward entrance if it could kind of make a handle here for the most part, or maybe some kind of little double bottom consolidation, kind of mini one of these. That would be very possible too. Hopefully the 23-day EMA holds, and CrowdStrike looks pretty good. Its brother Zscaler is holding up even better, right? So even this one looks amazing. It's just kind of hanging out here at all-time highs. Nothing wrong with that. Again, may need to move sideways a little bit, let these moving averages catch up for the next couple of days, and then it may be good to go. GRWG, moving sideways. I mean, again, good volume as far as accumulation goes. Moved up, now it's moving sideways. bunch of inside days over here. I don't know if that one exactly was one, but close enough. A lot of inside days going on here. That is a very strong looking pattern. I really do like this one too. That's GRWG. One Life Healthcare. This is one I like a lot. It's kind of got this very orderly pullback, right? I mean, look how orderly this pullback is. Accumulation volume has been pretty good recently. Right in this handle or whatever, maybe this is a cup and handle type situation. We'll see, but it's holding up this area extremely well. Again, makes a great risk reward entrance. Roku. Roku's should be on everyone's radar for a long time. It had an amazing run. And once again, it's just holding up really nice, consolidating on decreasing volume. To me, that says it's just waiting for these moving averages to catch up. I don't know if it'll be this week or next week, but I think this one has more in it to the upside. Apps. So apps kind of broke this downtrend line, moved higher, retraced a bunch on Friday. The 23-day is literally, just a few dollars right below it. Good place for an entry, I think. Very powerful name, good growth story. So things are looking, this one looks real nice. Again, for a good risk reward. There you go. MP Materials, Rare Earth Minerals Company, big, huge run, pulled back, starting to chop around in here, create a base. Again, big accumulation going on. 23-day EMA has not been violated on a closing basis since early November. So this one, again, a very strong name, very strong growth potential in this one. EXAS. I mean, crazy volume. When people are buying, they're buying heavy, and then the volume just kind of, tails off. Tails off. But the up volume is huge. So there's tons of accumulation going on. I think, again, risk reward, this is the area, right? 140-ish, 141. 23-day EMA is just catching up to it. Nice tight inside days going on. Very powerful look to this one. And great risk reward, EXAS. Next up, Penn. I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit or else I'm not going to get it all done. Penn Gaming. Again, big uptrend, little pullback, just gives you maybe a potential chance for entry. And its brother, DraftKings. Not quite as strong as Penn. I like Penn a little bit better on this one, but a decent risk reward also, especially if it starts to move higher above 55.50-ish. FLGT, Flugent Genetics, broke out, consolidation. Again, these tight ranges, right? I mean, really reasonably tight range, looking good, nice accumulation. Chegg, broke out, beautiful retest here, right? This was a great entry if anyone got in here. Moving higher, consolidation here, let the moving average catch up. I think Chegg looks really, really good. UPST is a brand new name. And so I don't have much data on this, but I am using the VWAPs from certain points. And right now, I think this is the risk reward right here. If it gets below 55 or so, I would be out, but this one looks like it could have some potential to move higher. Tenable, 10B. It's another cybersecurity name, and it had this gigantic move right here, 21%, and it's consolidating on lighter volume. Tenable looks really good. Next up is going to be GH or Guardant Health. Again, strong move, sideways consolidation. I think that is the theme for the week. This sideways consolidation. Find the setups that you like. This may be it. This may not be it. Again, we got inauguration on Wednesday, and again, expect some choppiness. Peloton. Big cup and handle. It got back up to all-time highs. Now it's kind of moving sideways. Here comes the 23-day, moving with it. Looks great. Again, this pullback on much lighter volume. DocuSign, try to break out. I thought this could have been the real deal here. Strong move, close at the top of the range. It's pulling back, again, on decreasing volume. It may just be letting these 23 days moving averages catch up to it. if we start to reverse and move higher from here, which I think is extremely likely because these are all technically inside days to this big bar, I think this one could potentially, this was the prior run. It has a lot of potential in it. VLDR is next. Again, very loose looking chart, so not my favorite, but it's it's there. It's right here for good risk reward. So there you go on that one. Up work. It's just stair stepping higher, pulling back into the 23 day. Love the way this one looks. Unity Software. Chopping around in a range. If it gets back to the bottom of this range, I would consider a position because for a good risk reward, it's just in a weird position right now. But again, maybe a little more rollover into here, and then that would make a great risk reward or obviously a breakout. Next up is GOCO, GOCO. You know what? It looks pretty good. Strong move on Friday. If it can break out, and especially if it gets above this VWAP from the IPO, I like this one a lot. But this one, it may need a little bit more time. Reminds me of Z a little bit, so I'm not going to jump the gun on this one. HYFM, very similar to GRWG in a lot of ways. Moving higher, maybe making this little flag pattern from the IPO, but looks real good. And the last one in this run will be InMode, sorry. Moving, you see this is a very strong name, came right up into resistance. This is not the place I would buy, even if it moves a little higher here. It's extended. I'd want to see a pullback, maybe a little choppiness for a few days, and then the breakout. And I think that would be a very powerful name. I do like the way this one looks. If we can pull back just a little bit, then make a great risk reward entry. All right, a few short squeeze candidates. We're going to go through these quickly too. Here's Lovesac, right? It's got a growth story. It's just breaking out. It's got that consolidation, letting the moving averages catch up. Maybe it needs more, maybe it doesn't, but I think that I like the risk reward, and it has a huge, nice short ratio to it. Dillard's has been choppy, came back, retested, moved higher. It's a little extended now, but again, nice short ratio, so this one can move. LGND, this one is amazing short ratio. It just had a huge move. So, we were talking about it in this consolidation. It went from 106 to 125-ish. Like anything, it may need to pull back a little bit, but when this gets above, 130, this thing has the potential to really move. So definitely watch Ligand Pharmaceuticals. Next up is Oric Pharmaceuticals. Again, it's a little loose, but a nice short interest and good accumulation coming in. So one to watch. OTRK. On track, moved up, and now it's flagging. And again, big short interest, so watch this one. Arch Resources, it's back at the point. This is the pretty point right here. Move sideways for a little bit. This can move much higher. Again, short ratio, short interest, really good in this one. I think this one, if it breaks out, this one could be a big mover. And the last one in this list will be Children's Place. Kind of a reopening name, huge short interest. It wants to emerge from this area. I think if it does, another one that could potentially move much, much higher. All right, so there you go. 36 growth names, 7 short squeeze names, which also have growth characteristics. I do expect a choppy week, so pick and choose your entries carefully. Hope you got some names from this. Leave me some comments below, and I hope you all have a great week. Good luck. Take care.